everyone, welcome back to RV There Yet. Today's a little bit different. We have started with a nutrition, fitness, bodybuilding coach. Not that Devin and I are going to be bodybuilders of any sort, but we started with Carrie today. Today is our first day, and she is helping us get back into a healthy lifestyle. I went through a weight loss transformation a couple of years ago when I first started roller derby. Devin was really big into fitness when he was traveling for work. Once we got together, we got really complacent, got really comfortable, which there's nothing wrong with that, but we just want to get back to our healthy selves. Carrie really helps us focus on macronutrients, which I took nutrition in college and I knew nothing about the details that were coming for what is about to happen to our lives. It's a 12 or 14 week program where we focus on fitness as well as macronutrients. It's called flexible dieting. What she does is she does not focus on calories or anything that is restrictive. It is just counting how many carbs, proteins, and fats you take in a day. She gave us a set limit and we have to kind of prep our lives for that. So today I'll be showing you what all it takes to kind of count macronutrients. This is my first time ever doing this. I am not an expert by any means. That is why I have Carrie, my wonderful coach, to go through this with us. We do weekly check-ins. So what it'll be is weekly as I grow in this program, the knowledge that I have will also grow. And hopefully there will be some sort of transformation within the next 12 to 14 weeks. So if you are interested in taking this journey of macronutrients along with me and my fiance, stay tuned. What I have learned about macronutrients is everything you can find is on the back of the nutrition label. All right. So, like I said, we are counting fat, carbs, and proteins. So, I made an example. What I did, I looked at the back of the shrimp label and wrote it down. So, the serving size for shrimp is approximately 3 ounces or 85 grams, and then how much fat, carbs, and proteins are in that 85 grams. Which this is a high protein item. Obviously, it's, a fish, shellfish. So it fits into our dietary needs without taking away carbs and fats from other things. Hi, monkey. So what we'll do is we'll look at the gnocchi, which is what we're doing. We're doing shrimp gnocchi Alfredo. Pretty simple. It's something I'd already planned on making, which is awesome. But I just have to weigh it out. That's all it is. It's your portion control. It's just weighing out what you're eating and knowing what you're putting in your body. But this is weighing everything down to the seasonings, sodium levels are, she said they were unlimited, which is great because there is a lot of sodium in processed foods. But all we're doing is counting the carbs, the fats, and the proteins, and then drinking a gallon of water a day, working out 5 days a week. Not much has really changed out of our schedule except putting a time on it and putting the time aside to weigh everything out and take it all into consideration. So this gnocchi says it is 120 grams, about 3/4 of a cup is 1 serving size, and it has 0 fat, 40 grams of carbs, and 4 grams of protein. So what we'll do, we will just get this little scale going, put our bowl to tar it out. All right, it says 0 grams, and it did say it was about 3/4 of a cup. I am gonna start with that just so we can kind of get a baseline. What was the gram? So 120 grams. Right now we're at 90. So now we're over. It says 131. 125. What was there? These things are tricky. All right, 120, perfect. So what I would then do, I take my little meal prep container here and then dump what looks like a very sad amount of gnocchi in it. But what's really cool is it's just teaching us to watch what we're eating, but with this you can also eat sides with it. I mean, we can throw some broccoli in there as a side, which is gonna have some good proteins and fats in it, as well as a little bit of carbs, but you're trying to hit a certain level a day, and this is the best way to do it. All right, so we are gonna do that for the rest of the gnocchi, and then we are going to do the sauce and the shrimp. All right. So I have gotten 4 meals out of the gnocchi, which on the backpacks it does say it contains about 4 servings, which we've gotten 4. One of them is a little bit less when it comes to the gnocchi carbs than the other ones, but not too much. I mean, it was 120 grams. I think that one ended up being 100 grams. So it is a little bit less. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to write down, so our gnocchi is 120 grams, but it contains 0 grams of fat and 40 grams of carbs, and then 4 grams of protein. Our sauce over here was 60 milliliters, which was really cool because y'all got to see, I actually got to weigh that out on the scale. Our scale here has grams, pounds, milliliters, anything you can think of on it. So if you're making smoothies or using oils and dressings or recipes like that, it allows you to have more precise measurements of what you're using versus just a tablespoon of this, half a cup of this. It gives you that precise amount you need. So our sauce here had 6 grams of fat, 3 grams of carb, and 1 gram of protein per that 60 milliliters. Which when you actually look at the meal, like, it's pretty well sauced. It does have a lot of shrimp, which I know some people when they go to restaurants complain because they don't get a whole lot of shrimp in their meal. That's a benefit to making it at home. But overall, this recipe here has 6 grams of fat, 43 grams of carbs, and 18 grams of protein. So obviously because of the gnocchi, it does have a higher carb than normal. And I think I'm limited to like 155 or 180 carbs a day. I'm not really sure, I'd have to look it up, which is about a third of my carbs. And if you think about it, I mean, everything contains carbs that you don't even realize, like fruits. The banana I ate this morning, the pear, they were mainly carbs. So it's allowing us to kind of look into what makes up food, which is probably my favorite part of it, because you're realizing that people are like, oh, I don't eat carbs, but you see them eating other things. It's just a different carb, but it still affects it. We're still limited to those items just based off of our metabolism and our goals that we've set with our nutritional coach. So we'll see how this tastes. We'll see how hungry I am after this. It's a much smaller portion than we're used to. I bet you Devin would have probably filled this entire thing up and eaten it like it was nothing. But Devin and I are on different programs, so he can have more carbs. He can have more protein. I have a little bit more weight to lose. Females also lose weight at a different rate than males. So with him working nights and me working during the day, it allows us to kind of focus on our snacks and our little items that we eat like that. But when it comes to the actual meals, they can be roughly the same. He just gets to eat a little bit more, but in a healthy manner. I mean, he's still snacking on items that he wants to eat, just in a smaller portion. All right. Like I said, this is my first day doing this. It's a 12 to 14 week program. So if y'all are interested in taking that journey with us, stay tuned. Hey guys. So I was in the middle of updating this video to get ready to upload it, and I figured I would throw a little bit of what I've learned over this last week. This video, I tell y'all, I know nothing. It was my first time trying flexible dieting, and it's been a tough week. It definitely excuse my dog. It's been a tough week. It's definitely not been what I expected. You think you know what you can eat and you think you know a lot about food, but I can tell you I don't know what I thought I did. It's been hard. It's been hard to stick to a stricter meal prep than I'm used to. I can't just go into the fridge and eat whatever I want. Like, there are rules and there are regulations to go by when it comes to fats, proteins, and carbs, and what needs to fit into your daily routine. So it definitely was way more challenging than I expected. We still have 11 more weeks of this. I've gotten an entire menu made for all of next week with breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, everything. I was sent out for groceries today to hope that it makes it a little bit easier. But I will say week 1 has been hard. It's every night I feel like Devin and I go to bed hungry because we just don't know what to eat. And I realize I don't eat near enough protein. That stuff out there doesn't have near enough protein in it. And if it does, it may have some fat that you have to counteract. And it definitely is a lot of learning. And Carrie said it takes about 2 weeks to get used to the flexible dieting routine. And let's hope this next week is better. Thanks, guys.